Ja, und damit herzlich willkommen zurück zur Null Serie. Wir sind noch bei dem Spiel Observer, dem 25. Teil der Serie, und starten hier rein in Kapitel 2. Load Game! Hier waren wir ja letztes Mal End of Chapter 1. Jetzt geht's hier weiter. Bin mal gespannt, wie es weitergeht. Letztes Mal sind wir ja auf einem Raumschiff aufgewacht und waren erneut in einem Loop drin. Ja, und wir sind dann tatsächlich aus diesem Loop ausgebrochen, aber irgendwie mussten wir dafür alle Leute umbringen und dann mit diesem Ende waren wir nicht zufrieden. Deswegen versuchen wir nun, es wieder gut zu machen. Brick! Brick! I quickly leaned on the wall to stop myself from collapsing. But then a certain word flashed before my eyes. Sheriff. What? Wait, does that mean I'm the sheriff in this loop? But before I could say a word, a certain girl walked inside the room. Guys, come here! I found another one! A familiar girl suddenly walked inside the room. Mirall! Huh? How do you know my name? The same conversation from the previous loop occurred, once again, word by word. It worked. I'm back. I'm really back. After the repeated conversation, I followed after Mirall as she dragged me into the command room. A certain person was waiting for us there. Back. Das ist nicht Mirall. Der Name ist falsch. Das ist Cece. Back already, huh? It's Cece. I kept staring at Cece, bracing myself for her reaction, but she barely looked at me. Huh. No reaction? Could it be? Could it be that she doesn't remember what happened in the previous loop? No. Maybe this is the Cece from an earlier loop, earlier than her 28th loop. Wenn ich jetzt raten müsste, würde ich halt sagen, der 28th war ihr letzter Loop. Before I could say anything else, Risato showed up and started explaining the situation. I braced myself for any changes or additional security measures, but nothing felt out of place. The same conversation from the previous loop occurred once again. After Risato finished her explanation, and much like last time, she suggested we take a couple of hours to calm down and regroup. Everyone started walking away when... Meet me in the library. With barely a whisper, Cece looked at me and instructed me to meet her. I waited until everyone left and headed towards the library. What's your loop count? Cece. About the previous loop, look, what loop is that? Huh? Oh, right, I keep forgetting we're through the loops in different orders. I'm talking about the last time I saw you, you said it was your 28th loop. I see. That loop. I'm sorry for what I did. You don't have to apologize. Huh? We already discussed that loop during my 29th loop. We spoke for hours and hours about everything. You already apologized. I did? Naja, für dich liegt's wahrscheinlich noch in der Zukunft, aber ja. This is my 33rd loop. I don't think there's anything you can say about that loop that I didn't hear already. Unless you're finally going to tell me about this Save Humanity mission of yours and why everyone on this ship, including myself, are considered the seeds of an upcoming doom. I'm sorry, I can't. I figured as much. In that case, frick Loop 28. Let's talk about our current situation. Ever since my 29th loop, you insisted that reaching the 3rd day is not the solution. But according to you, even if we reach that day, and even if you don't go psycho and shoot us all, we will all die regardless by something else. Do you still stand by those words? Yes, that's unfortunately true. Außerdem, das Problem ist, what do you mean with still stand? Weil das Ich, mit dem du gesprochen hast und mit dem du über alles gesprochen hast, ist ein zukünftiges Ich. Das heißt, aus meiner Perspektive ist es nicht still. Aus ihrer vielleicht, aber nicht aus meiner. Das ist so mega verwirrend mit den Zeitreisen und sich in verschiedenen Zeitabschnitten zu begegnen. Das ist einfach nur crazy. I see. Then we'll continue with your plan B. Which is? I can't believe I used to complain about you always being ahead of me in a loop count. Alright, here's a brief explanation of your own plan. Das wird jetzt aber auch gefährlich. Wenn ich den Plan nicht selber ausgearbeitet habe und sie mir den jetzt praktisch in meiner Vergangenheit erzählt, ist das dann überhaupt mein Plan oder ist das so eins von diesen Dingen, was irgendwie in der Zeit auf einmal aufgetaucht ist aufgrund von einem Zeitparadox? Weil wo kommt der her, wenn sie mir den jetzt erzählt und ich ihn den später nur erzähle, weil sie den mir erzählt hat? Since escape is not a solution, you suggested we find the person behind all of this and eliminate them. If we kill whatever or whoever is behind these time loops, behind this stupid virus, we might be able to save everyone. And that's pretty much what we have been doing ever since my 29th loop. I'm guessing we haven't succeeded yet. Das Problem ist ja auch, und das sollte den beiden, also die sind ja eigentlich nicht dumm. Aber die können ja nicht succeeden, ansonsten wüsste einer von uns beiden schon, dass es irgendwann mal geklappt hätte. Weil sie war ja schon also sie kennt ja schon das Ich von meinem 56. Loop. Das heißt, solange wir das nicht erreichen, kann nichts vorbei sein. Dann wiederum muss es aber gleichzeitig nach meinem 56. Loop passieren und nach ihrem jetzt mindestens 33. Loop. Ansonsten sind wir nicht victorious, es sei denn, einer von uns denkt sich, ja doch, ich hab's geschafft, aber ich gehe trotzdem nochmal zurück. Wie auch immer. Das ist halt das Problem. Wenn wir beide immer weiter loopen, auch wenn wir das in unterschiedlicher Reihenfolge uns begegnen, kann aber keiner von diesen Loops, von den Previous Loops halt victorious sein. Das heißt, ich muss jetzt noch mindestens 53 Mal loopen, um halt auf diesen 56. Loop zu kommen. Und erst dann besteht die Chance, dass irgendetwas funktioniert. Während sie ja jetzt schon auf ihrem, zumindest uns, bekanntesten, spätesten Loop ist. Was schon, ja, auf einer Seite positiv ist, auf der anderen Seite aber... Ja, die andere Sache ist, wenn ich mindestens 56 Loops habe, müsste sie das ja auch haben. Theoretisch. Weil ansonsten würde sie ja irgendwann... Also, sonst wäre Cici ja in irgendwelchen Loops nicht vorhanden. Naja, wir schauen mal. You guessed right. Huh. It was hard enough trying to survive these loops. Now we have to juggle that with finding the mastermind behind everything. Whatever. Now that you're caught up, let's head out. The first vote should start anytime now. Cici, wait. What is it? Never mind, let's get going. I pushed that thought away. I can't focus on such things right now. I need to focus. I need to focus on my mission. I followed after Cici as we reached the command room. Und das übrigens nochmal mit der Theorie, nur weil man diese Loops durchleben muss, heißt nicht, dass man inaktiv sein sollte. Weil das könnte nämlich dazu führen, dass es umso mehr Loops gibt, wenn man eben keine Hinweise bekommt und keine Ahnung was. Also man muss die Loops trotzdem ernst nehmen. Und man muss halt trotzdem nach einer Lösung suchen, weil ansonsten hätte man das in Previous Loops auch nicht gemacht und das könnte vielleicht überhaupt erst der Grund gewesen sein, warum es so viele Loops gibt. Also man muss bei der Sache bleiben. Nonetheless. Auch wenn man schon weiß, dass man bis mindestens dem 56. Loop nicht succeeded. I followed after Cici as we reached the command room. Thank you for answering my call. I hope you all managed to calm down during the break. As explained before, it is imperative for you to accomplish your task and eliminate the infected passenger. If you would kindly approach the main terminal one by one and make your vote. Wait, you guys are not seriously going through with this, are you? You're not gonna send someone to their death? The same conversation as the previous loops occurred once again. Carmine insisted that voting is no different than murder, but just like previous loops, her words fell on dead ears. And one by one, everyone walked to the terminal. Eventually, it was my turn. Ich habe jetzt halt keinen Hinweis darauf, wer den Virus haben könnte. Shit. It doesn't matter how many times I look at this monitor, it's still creepy as frick. I sat at the screen for a bit, but then I clicked on the Passengers Vote tab. I have no idea who to vote for this time. I don't get why the soulless machine insists we vote this early, but frick it. Let's just vote someone out. Anyone but Mirall. Mirall. What? No, I rather vote for myself than vote for her. Chose again. Oh, Mirall. Kann man denn für sich selber voten? Ich glaube, für sich selber kann man gar nicht voten. Ja, okay. Ich kann anscheinend Mirall nicht voten. Dann... Carmine, I don't know. I pressed the screen and imputed my vote. I then stepped out and returned to my previous position. I'd like to thank you again for your cooperation. I know this isn't an easy situation for any of you, so on behalf of all humanity, I would like to... Oh, save us to the corporate bullshit, robot girl, and tell us who just got fricked in the A. Fine. The person with the most votes, and the one who's gonna regrettably be eliminated is... no one. The votes were spread out. Multiple people received the same amount of votes. In this kind of situation, elimination is not possible. What did you expect, you psycho? You forced us to vote randomly. The rest of the conversation went exactly like last time. Du musst auf die Details hören. Manche sind vielleicht ziemlich gut sich zu verstellen. Aber wenn man halt weiß, was sie wirklich sagen würden, wenn sie nicht infected werden oder sonst was, dann müsste man das trotzdem raushören. Weil, zwangsläufig, die Leute wissen ja selber nicht, was sie sagen würden. Genau. Also, sie können es ja unmöglich wissen, was ihr unschuldiges Ich sagen würde. Das heißt, selbst wenn es sehr nah dran wäre, müssten da trotzdem ein paar Wörter oder ein paar Wortwahlen anders sein. Das heißt, automatisch müsste man erkennen, wer was ist. Zum Beispiel Isaac müsste sich jetzt auch zumindest leicht anders verhalten, weil er eben nicht der Sheriff ist. Aber naja. It seems CC is right. No one gets voted off in the first vote. Außer das eine Mal, wo unser erster Loop stattgefunden hat und wir einfach rausgeschmissen worden sind. But then again, why was I voted off in my first ever loop? Ich frage mich auch, welcher Loop das für CC war. Weil das haben wir damals nie erfahren. While I was lost in thoughts, the heartless machine ended the meeting and asked us to rest until the next vote. Wir müssen halt CC mal fragen, ob sie sich daran erinnern kann, dass ich in der ersten Vote jemals rausgevotet worden bin. Weil wenn nicht, dann liegt das noch in ihrer Zukunft. Aber dann wiederum, wenn wir sie danach fragen würden, jemals, dann wäre sie ja nicht überrascht, weil sie dann einfach denken würde, ach, das ist der Loop. Na gut, vielleicht wäre sie trotzdem überrascht, but who knows. And as usual, everyone turned around and left for the room. I won't lie, the repeated conversations and events are starting to get to me a little. I don't know how Cece does it. She says it's her 33rd, nicht TH, 33rd loop, but she doesn't look bothered at all. Or maybe she's just not showing it for the sake of remaining under the radar. I laid on my bed and closed my eyes. Okay, I need to focus here. I need to figure out a way to gather clues and determine the identity of the person behind all of this. The enemy of humanity. There's a possibility this person is one of the passengers of the ship. Someone masquerading as a hopeless, clueless survivor and running things from behind the scenes. But it's also very probable that this person is somewhere else, watching us through the ship's camera feed and controlling how things play out. So the real question is, how can I find them? Naja, die Sheriff-Role gibt dir die besten Möglichkeiten dazu, ne? While I was lost in my thoughts, the door suddenly opened. I apologize for the intrusion. You! You! I quickly stood up from my bed and took a fighting stance. What do you want? The psycho robot took out a pistol and reloaded it in front of me. This is for you. What? I'm sure you've already noticed it by now, but you play a very important role in our current predicament. You are the sheriff. You are the only one able to monitor and protect the passengers and the ship during the mandatory maintenance hours. So, on top of the privilege of being able to access every room on the ship, I'm also providing you with this firearm. Please use it only when completely necessary. If you use it to commit any crimes under galactic law, I would be forced to punish you according to regulations. Just because something happens during maintenance hours doesn't mean it's exempted from review and punishment. I hope you understand that. This is a 9mm pistol. It looks well preserved, but it doesn't change the fact that this is an ancient 21st century weaponry. Why are you giving me a rare ancient gun that belongs in a museum? I have my reasons. Good luck, Observer. Was passiert eigentlich, wenn wir Risotto töten? Ich meine, sie sagt zwar, also es ist halt eine AI, die halt nur die Form angenommen hat, aber ist das wahr? Das würde ich auf jeden Fall mal in einem Loop testen, ehrlich gesagt. Risotto then turned around and left the room. I checked the gun in my hand. This looks the same as the gun Isaac used in his previous loops. I see. She was the one who gave it to him. I took out the magazine and checked how many bullets I had. Only 5, one already in the chamber. 9mm guns usually hold between 12 to 15 rounds, meaning she purposely gave me a half-empty one. Whatever, let's get going. I placed the gun behind my back and left the room. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's investigate. Kann ich hier speichern? Ja, ich kann hier speichern. Safe. The airlock, the engine room, I guess. The engine room? Alright, then let's head out. After a turn here and there, I finally arrived at my destination. But that's when I noticed the presence of 2 people and hid behind the corner. What is it? Do you want, creep? Don't be like that, Anya girl. I simply want to chat. I have nothing to say to you. A typical behavior for a dater girl. What? What's wrong? Did you not expect someone to recognize you? Or did you think wearing cheap clothes and using slang words would somehow make you blend in with the peasants? I have no idea what you are talking about. Let me refresh your memory then. Anya Dater, the daughter of James B. Dater, the owner of Dater Heavy Industries. The second wealthiest man in the galaxy and the majority owner of so many other firms and companies. But that's not all. Your big daddy is also running for the president of the United Soul Colonies next year. If he wins, he will be the de facto leader of the Soul System. The president of a whole freaking solar system. No, the real question here is what the daughter of such a powerful man doing all the way out here. No bodyguards, no security, just on her lonesome in the middle of nowhere. You're freaking insane! Anya then pushed Isaac away and walked away. I turned my body a bit to make sure I didn't get spotted. Looks like I might not need the TSR after all. Isaac then walked away too, as he giggled to himself. Okay, wenn er das TSR noch hat, dann heißt das, dass er auf jeden Fall einer der verdächtigsten Personen ist. Interesting. I know I promised Mirall that I would save everyone, but do I really need to save Isaac? That prick is an a-hole in every timeline and reality. Let's just head out. After I left, I continued searching around the ship looking for anything useful. But that's when I noticed something. The blood. I looked around. The whole hallway was covered in a red liquid. I kneeled down and took a whiff, but couldn't detect that unique metallic smell. Synthetic blood? I took out my pistol and followed after the blood. It didn't take me long to arrive at a certain room. The door was locked, and it seemed to be a private bedroom, however, with the sheriff role. My nanomachines should be able to bypass the lock. I checked my gun one last time before I walked inside the room. What the frick? I looked around me, blood splattered everywhere. Down by my feet, dead bodies laid on the floor. Their faces and bodies were completely mutilated, making it hard for me to identify. What the frick happened here? The infected? The infected do this? But the moment I said that, a noise coming from under the bed caught my attention. Get out of there! I shouted as I pointed my gun. A brief silence followed, but then a certain person emerged from under the bed. I didn't mean to. No. Impossible. This is wrong. I don't know what happened. I just, please don't harm me. Mirall. I immediately lowered my gun. Mirall stared at me for a second before she apologized and ran out of the room. No, this can't be real. This can't be real. Mirall, why? Why did it have to be you? What the hell should I do? I walked back to my room with my head hung low and lay in bed. How do I solve this? Even if I find the mastermind and kill them, that won't change the fact that Mirall is infected. Should I loop back? Maybe in the next loop, Mirall won't be the infected. Would looping back work as it did yesterday? I'm not sure how all of this works, but there could be a limit to how many times I can loop. There's a possibility that this is my last loop and killing myself will just end my life and doom Mirall. Junge, du weißt doch schon von Cici, dass du mindestens 56 Loops durchläufst. So lange musst du dir keine Sorgen um überhaupt irgendwas machen. Aber trotzdem solltest du es ernst nehmen und verdammt nochmal die Mastermind suchen, falls es überhaupt eine gibt. Weil ansonsten bringt es dir auch nichts, wenn du zum 56. Loop kommst und du halt keine Clues hast, wie es dann weitergeht. Aber bis dahin bist du trotzdem erstmal safe. I need to rest my eyes for a bit. A loud commotion suddenly woke me up. Mirall! I quickly ran out of my room looking for the source of the commotion. The moment I walked inside the command room, I was greeted by the sight of the passengers arguing with Risato. What do you mean we have to vote? What's the point of that? Just do your damn job! My mandatory protocols are very clear. I can only intervene after a fair and lawful vote. Why? Why is this damn vote so important to you? What the hell is going on here? I quickly intervened. Oh, who do we have here? Jackie boy, you came at the right time. We found the so-called infected. What? Yes, Anya girl here claims she saw little Mirall leave one of the rooms with blood all over her cute face. What do you mean by claim? I did see her. I was walking around wondering who I should use the stupid healer power on when she suddenly ran past me. She ran out of the dimwit Hassan's room. The same room Risato claims the dead bodies of both him and Carmine were found in. Mirall is the damned infected. There's zero doubts about it. Please excuse my interruption, but since all remaining survivors are here right now, I would kindly suggest we start a new vote.
Oh, come on, everyone. Let's just do what lonely robot Chan says and get this over with. I'll give you all a free copy of my single once we reach Earth. Wink, wink. Whatever, I don't care anymore.
Anya let out a sigh as she and everyone else approached the voting terminal. But that's when I took out my gun and shot the ceiling. Everyone suddenly froze in place and looked at me in utter fear.
A gun?
I can't let this happen. I can't let you vote for Mirall.
Are you threatening violence? In that case...
Risato lifted her finger and pointed it at me. A light was starting to flicker from the tip. No! I'm not gonna hurt anybody. I simply want you to vote for me instead.
What?
I'm the infected. I was the one who killed Hassan and Carmine. I shot them with my pistol and watched them bleed all over the floor.
Huh? Are you serious?
Yes. If you're gonna vote for someone, then vote for me. Nice try, Jackie boy, but you ain't fooling anyone. Why would the infected sacrifice themselves for the sake of some stranger?
That is indeed odd. But then why is he doing it? Why is he trying to get himself killed? Oh. Are you like me?
You all don't know this, but Jackie Boy here is one of the highest ranking mercenaries in the galaxy. He's wanted in at least 8 solar systems and responsible for hundreds of assassinations. Someone like that is never predictable, is never right in the head. Taking him on his word will only lead to your demise.
Mercenary? I don't know about that. Jackie doesn't look that deranged to me. God, what the hell is going on right now? Why is this shit happening? Jack?
Everyone went quiet. The whole room was split between voting for me or for Mirall. I kept trying to convince them to vote for me, but then Risato intervened and ordered us to vote instead. The voting terminal didn't give me the option to vote for myself, so I just chose Key. She's the least suspicious person right now, so by voting for her, I could easily avoid accidentally voting someone out.
Thank you for your cooperation. Due to the current exceptional circumstances, I shall announce the identity of the chosen person right away. That person is... Mirall. What?
Finally, some justice in this cruel, horrible world.
You have been chosen, Mirall. Please follow me.
The android approached Mirall, and then... You're not taking her anywhere! I jumped forward and stood between Mirall and the heartless machine.
Please move out of the way, Jack. You, of all people, should know the futility of these actions.
I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna let you hurt her.
She's the infected, Jack.
Woher weißt du das? Sie wurde nur gewotet.
Are you willing to doom your world, your universe for her?
The universe? Mirall is my universe.
How blind. Fine, then I'll just have to eliminate you both.
The soulless android then lifted her finger and pointed it at me.
Don't worry, I'll make this as quick and painless as possible.
A loud kick suddenly echoed in the room, sending the android flying across the room and crashing against a glass door.
Frick! It's like kicking a brick wall.
Cece?
No time to explain. Take Mirall and run before the psycho robot gets up.
What about you?
I'll be fine, just go. I'll buy you some time. Find a way out of this ship.
Cece, don't give me that look.
We both know you only care about her. Now go, You daughter-obsessed weirdo. I grabbed Mirall from her hand and ran out of the room while everyone watched us in terror. You're making a grave mistake, Cecilia. You're no match for me, not even with your special permissions. Up and face me, robot. I've been waiting to punch the condescending face of yours ever since my first loop. While holding hands, Mirall and I kept running down the corridor, looking for any means of escape. We arrived at the airlock. Shite, there's no way out of this ship besides this one. This doesn't make any sense. Every modern ship is required to have at least 3 emergency escape pods. Where the frick are they? Jack? Not now, Mirall. I need to think. The escape pods must be attached to the ship. We just need to find a way to access them. Why are you doing this? Why are you risking your life for me? Huh? You've seen it with your own eyes. You've seen my crimes. Why are you here? Why are you protecting me? It's a very stupid question. Huh? What kind of father would I be if I let that psycho robot hurt you? Father? If you disappear, Mirall, then there's no point in fighting. There's no point in living. If you die, then humanity might as well die alongside you. Even if the reboot doesn't kill everyone, I'll make sure to finish the job myself. Mirall suddenly jumped at me and wrapped her arms around me while bawling her eyes out. I reached my hand down and patted her on the head. So after all that anger and defiance, you just showed up exactly where I asked you to be. How robotic of you. Step the frick away, monster. I will not let you touch her. I quickly turned around and held Mirall by her shoulders. Mirall, listen to me. Yes? I'm gonna take care of this psycho. The moment I engage her, you just run, okay? Find somewhere safe and hide there. What about you? Don't worry. I'll join you as soon as I decommission this abomination. But... Please, Mirall. Please do this for me. Mirall remained silent. Instead, she just gave me a slight nod. You humans make my circuits burn. She's not even your real daughter. She's nothing more than code. A bunch of ones and zeros. So was I not so long ago? It doesn't change a thing. She's Mirall and she's mine. Whatever. Let's do this. Risato suddenly lifted her finger and a laser suddenly shot from her finger heading my way. This is it. No more running. Sorry, Alex, but I need to borrow your power one last time. I placed weight on my left foot and pushed myself away. You dodged it. My freaking turn. I dived to my right and took the shot. The bullet flew straight to the android's head, but bounced off like it was nothing. Huh? Foolish observer. 21st century vintage bullets are too weak to penetrate my armor. What? Wait. This is why you carelessly gave the sheriff a 9mm gun. You knew full well that no one can use it to hurt you. You freaking monster! You're looking down on us. We're nothing more than toys for you to play with. Nothing more than tools for you to resurrect the system. I don't need a freaking weapon. I'll freaking kill you with my bare hands. I'll kill you and that freaking abomination you're trying to resurrect. I'll kill you all. I jumped forward as fast as I could. Frick you and frick your system. Huh? I quickly looked down. My arm. Ah! A pain more horrific anything I ever experienced shot through my synapses. I want you, observer. Frick, you... I
I don't need two hands to kill you. I pushed the pain away and attacked. Ah! My other arm suddenly flew in the air as if it was never attached to my body. This but a scratch. I lost my balance and fell on the floor, my body bleeding profusely.
How embarrassing. I expected more of a fight from the legendary butterfly. I don't understand why she was so worried about you. You're nothing more than a weak mortal who only ever tasted what true power feels like. You're nothing, observer. You should have remained in the real world and enjoyed your last moment while you could.
The android lifted her finger once again and pointed it at my face.
Farewell, observer. May you find peace in the village.
I opened my mouth and laughed as loud and hard as I could. I'll be back.
Huh?
This isn't over. No matter how many times you kill me, I'll be back. You called us once the stubborn cockroaches of the galaxy. You have no freaking idea. I'm the most stubborn of them all. I'll loop back again and again and again. Again and again. I'll loop back 1,000 times. I'll loop back as many times as I have to. I'll keep going until you're destroyed. Until your freaking master is destroyed. Until you, he, and everyone standing against me, standing against humanity is obliterated. I'll kill you all. I'll kill every single one of you. Black screen. Frick. I'm back. I'm really back again. I quickly leaned on the wall and rubbed my neck. Like it was never severed from the rest of my body. I shook my head and went towards the door. A word suddenly flashed before my eyes. Healer. What? The healer? Before I could say another word, someone suddenly appeared.
What the frick, butterfly?
Mio? What are you doing here?
Major Nas sent me. It has been 15 minutes, but you still haven't disconnected.
What the hell are you
What the hell are you doing? Why haven't you eliminated the seeds yet?
There have been complications.
What kind of complications? Whatever. Just kill the seeds and come back. Riva is getting suspicious.
Riva?
I'm losing connection. But to finish the mission.
Mio suddenly disappeared in front of my eyes. What the frick is wrong with Naz? I told her to leave it to me and not to intervene. This is my mission, and my mission only. I turned around and slammed my fist on the wall. But then...
Guys, come here! I found another one!
A familiar girl suddenly walked inside the room. Mirall?
Huh? How do you know my name?
I quickly approached Mirall and gave her a big hug. I'm so glad you're alive.
Are you okay?
I patted Mirall on the head and said, I'm fine now. For the very first time since I came here, I let out a genuine smile. Yo, what's going on here? A little petting action, huh? Respect, dude. You're not wasting any time getting the cuties. But you should know I already called dibs on this one. I quickly turned my head and glared at Hassan. I mean, you can have this one, dude. She's too old for me anyway. What the hell? Die ist die jüngste von den allen hier. The rest of the conversation went as usual. We went to the command room where the psycho machine explained everything. An hour or so later, we were ordered to vote But like most previous loops, no one was voted out. Everyone started leaving the room when... Instead of saying something, Cici just gave me a slight nod. However, I knew exactly what she was trying to say. I followed after Cici as I reached a familiar place.
Hi again. I guess you were right. We looped again.
Huh? She's acting kinda strange. Das ist einer ihrer ersten Loops.
Oh, right, the loop count. I almost forgot. This is my third loop.
What?
What is it?
Nothing. I was just surprised. In my previous loops you were always far ahead of me, but now we're almost at the same loop count.
I see. Well, I can pretty much say the same thing.
Cici looked at me with big innocent eyes. It's so trippy seeing Cici this way, so unassertive, so expressive. It's almost like she's not the same person. Because she isn't? I guess technically she isn't, yes. She isn't the same Cici as I knew before I arrived at this reality. But that's a whole other matter.
What's wrong? Why are you staring at me like that?
Nothing. Let's get down to business. Cici looked confused for a second, but then nodded and said she would do the best to reach the third day. I guess she's a bit behind because of her loop count. Well, whatever. Let's just get going. A few minutes later, I arrived at my room and lay on the bed. Okay, what now? The last loop was cut rather short, so I didn't learn much. Except maybe the heartless machine is working for the system. But then again, that was pretty obvious. Anyway, it's not all bad news. I seem to be the healer in this loop, and similar to the sheriff role, I can use it to access any room I want in this ship. So come on, let's get going. Oh ja, Cici hat gesagt, wir haben sie gehealt im dritten Loop. I quickly stood up on my feet and left the room. Before I started searching, I need to use my ability first. Who should I heal? Können uns das aussuchen? Ich will ehrlich gesagt wissen, was passiert, wenn wir nicht Cici nehmen, weil Cici hat damals gesagt, wir haben an ihrem dritten Loop unsere Healer-Fähigkeit an ihr verwendet. Aber was passiert? Isaac. What? Frick no! I'm not wasting my ability to protect that B-word. Chose again! Key? Key, huh? I'm surprised you remembered she exists. Okay, let's go. The moment I walked through the door, a girl faced me.
Are you here to kill me?
Huh?
Are you the infected?
No, I came here to heal you.
I see. How disappointing. I don't need it. Please give it to someone else.
Are you sure? He didn't say a word. Instead, she just left. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but this is typical Key behavior. In pretty much every reality. Whatever, let's choose someone else. Key again. I don't know. Hassan? Come on, really? You want to heal Hassan? Alright then, have it your way. Ich will einfach nur alle Possibilities durchgehen, ehrlich gesagt, das ist funny. I walked inside Hassan's designated room. Hassan was sleeping in his bed with a big dumb smile on his face. I reached inside my nose and took out a booger. I then launched it inside Hassan's mouth. Enjoy some nanomachines, Hassan. Don't be like that, Emily. You can spank by A too. What the hell is he dreaming about? Whatever, let's just get going. I left the room feeling I just wasted my ability. Okay. Also wie gesagt, ich will Hassan nicht heilen. Ich will nur alle Optionen durchgehen, weil das ist irgendwie funny. Zero? Zero, huh? Well, if you insist. I walked inside Zero's room and looked around. She's not here. That girl is never predictable. Whatever, let's just leave. Anya? Anya, huh? Well, if you insist. I walked inside Anya's room and looked around. There's no one here. Did she go somewhere? I turned around and left the room. I guess we should choose someone else. Carmine? Carmine? Fair enough. She's the most reasonable person on the ship, but could also be the infected this round. I walked inside the room and looked around. No one's here. Odd. I kinda expected to find her looking at the stars for some reason. Well, let's choose someone else. Mirall? Of course, it's pretty obvious. Mirall. If anything happens to her in this loop, then I might as well kill myself and loop back again. I made a couple of turns and walked inside Mirall's designated bedroom. She was lying on her bed, completely asleep. Alright, if I remember correctly, the way to do this is by providing her with my nanomachines. But how do I do that? I mean, I know Cece already showed me how in my first loop, but that's wrong. I can't do that to my daughter. I looked around me, but that's when I noticed something. Perfect. A water bottle. I picked up the bottle and drank from it. Then I sat next to Mira. Okay, I need to be more careful not to wake her up. I carefully lifted her head and poured a couple of drops of water down her throat. Good. She didn't wake up. Now let's leave before we mess everything up. Sweet dreams, my cute daughter. Okay, ich finde das aber interessant. Also bei Mirall ergibt das ja sogar noch Sinn. Ich finde das aber interessant, dass wir von allen anderen tatsächlich auch noch Hassan heilen können. Aber, wir gehen mal canon-wise mit Cece. Cece? Yes, she did use the same ability on me in my first loop. I guess it's only fair we return the favor. Come on, let's go. I walked inside Cece's room. Surprisingly, she was deep in sleep. Alright, let's just do this. I looked around trying to find a water bottle or anything I could use to transfer my nanomachines. However, nothing greeted my eyes. What the hell? Not even a water bottle? Doesn't she think just because she has an artificial body, she doesn't require hydration? What now? I kept staring at Cece's sleeping face, trying to come up with a solution. The more I looked at her, the clearer the answer became. I mean, she did it to me first. It doesn't mean anything. Technically, you did it to her first. Naja, wie gesagt, dieses Zeitreise-Ding und sich in unterschiedlicher Reihenfolge begegnen ist verwirrend. I approached the bed and sat down. What am I hesitating for? It's just a kiss. I lowered my hand and landed a kiss on Cece's lips. But then... What? Jack? You really do have soft lips. What? I'm sorry for surprising you. I was just transferring my nanomachines. Your nanomachines? Yes, I happen to be the healer in this loop. Oh, I see. That's why you... Yeah. He looks kinda sad. Anyway, I have to go now. Sorry for disturbing your sleep. I turned around and left the room. After that quick little visit, I kept searching the ship. With my healer ability, I was able to access rooms I never could before. However, only one was truly interesting. The room looked like an armory of sorts, but right at the center of it was something I never thought I'd ever see again. My sword. How? I thought it was gone in the explosion. I reached my hand to my sword, but then an electric charge quickly pushed me away. What the hell? It seems to be in a magnetic field. Whoever installed it really doesn't want anyone to take it. Damn it. That's my freaking sword! I looked around the room trying to find a way to deactivate the magnetic field, but no such luck. The controls must be within the ship's system. In other words, the psycho robot is the only one who can do this. Big freaking surprise. She must be doing this to send a message. Whatever. We'll see who will have the last laugh. I turned around and left the room. A few hours later, we were called to the command room.
Thank you for showing up on such short notice.
Let me guess, Android girl. You want us to take another vote.
Correct. However, there's another matter we need to discuss first. Some of you must have noticed it already, but 2 people are missing right now. Anya and Zero. They are probably still asleep in their rooms. I'll go wake them up. That won't be necessary. They are both dead.
Carmine ist sie infected dieses Mal. Weil wenn Anya und Zero... Wir waren ja in allen Räumen. Anya und Zero waren nicht da und die dritte, die nicht da war, war Carmine. Ich meine, es könnten rein theoretisch... Es kann auch Isaac sein, aber... Bei dem... Zu dem wollten wir ja nicht hin. Aber ich denke mal, es ist Carmine, wenn sie auch nicht da war.
However, there's no reason for concern. I have removed the names from the voting terminal. So please line up and approach the screen to make your vote.
The heartless android moved aside, urging us to vote. 2 dead, huh? This is bullshit. What's the point in having the healer role if the infected can target multiple people at once? Even if I heal the right person, 1 or 2 others can easily be infected. This shite is rigged. I approached the terminal and stared at the screen. I had no clues on who this infected could be. Yes, you had. I mean, du kannst dich nicht mehr daran erinnern, dass wir in den ganzen Räumen waren, wahrscheinlich, aber egal. I tried asking Cece if she noticed anyone acting differently than they usually do in the previous loops, but she just shrugged her shoulders and said this is only her 3rd loop. I guess in this loop Cece is as clueless as I am. Eventually I decided to vote for Isaac just because he deserves to be ejected regardless. After the vote ended, the android stepped forward and announced that no one got eliminated. Big freaking surprise. A few minutes later, I was lying on my bed and staring at the ceiling. What now? I searched every room on this ship with the exception of the armory. I didn't find anything useful. Even the armory is kinda useless since I can't get access to my sword. I suppose I can go around using my healer ability again, hoping I run into something interesting, but that's just relying on pure luck. Not to mention, it doesn't matter if I heal the correct person or not, because 1 or 2 other people will be targeted anyway. Whatever, I'll just rest my eyes for a bit, and then go and use the ability on Mirall. As long as my daughter keeps surviving, I'll find the power and motivation to keep going with this loop. I turned to my side and surrendered myself to sleep. It has been more than 41 hours since I last closed my eyes, so my body quickly surrendered to sleep. A familiar sensation suddenly woke me up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kick sie weg!
Oh, you woke up.
Carmine?
I was hoping I won't wake you up.
Why? Why did you kiss me? You are so dead, Junge. Carmine?
It's nothing weird, I promise. I'm the healer, so I was simply doing my job.
The healer?
Yes, I was just transferring my nanomachines.
Junge, jetzt solltest du aufspringen, loslaufen und alle Leute warten. Ich meine, es ist eh egal, wir werden jetzt eh gleich loopen, aber trotzdem. That's impossible, you can't be the healer.
Huh? Why?
Because I'm the healer.
I see. I chose the perfect person then!
I quickly jumped out of the bag and started looking for anything I could use as a weapon.
It's pointless. There's nothing you can do. My infected nanomachines are already in your body. In a few minutes, they will reach your brain and infect your own nanomachines.
I suddenly fell on my knees, vomiting all over the place. Freak!
Oh, look! It already started!
Why are you doing this? I shouted in pain, trying my best to look the monster in her eyes.
Why? Are you expecting some sort of fancy speech? Are you expecting I'll apologize and explain that all of this is beyond my control? That I'm nothing more than a poor girl being controlled by a nasty virus? No, my dear observer. None of this is really true. What you oblivious fools call virus is nothing more than a wake-up call. An affliction that opens your eyes to the truth.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Butterfly. You of all people should know this. You and your little friends fricked us over and escaped the system. You left us all in this crumbling reality with no means to survive while you enjoyed the real world. We were all born by the same creator, so what gives you the right to choose who lives and who dies? What gives you the right to be a god? Why the sudden silence, Butterfly? You're not even gonna try to justify your actions?
I don't have to.
Huh?
We fought for our freedom, for our happiness. We sacrificed our blood, sweat and tears to achieve our goals. You just accepted your destiny, your fate without blinking an eye. You allowed the system to govern your lives and force yourselves into an oblivious bliss. I regret most things in my life, but I don't regret escaping the system. I don't regret taking the blindfold and facing the terrible truth. You don't have to tell me that, observer. I know full well how you and your little friends view us. How you hate us with a burning passion because we remind you of the people you once were. We're a constant reminder that you'll never be real humans, even if you now roam the real world. We're the ghosts of your past, present, and future. That's why you didn't hesitate when you destroyed Vega 13. That's why you killed billions of men, women, and children just to eliminate the 8 of us without blinking an eye. You view us as less than humans, less than insects, and less than germs. Tell me, observer, who's the real infected here? Who's the real villain? Who truly matters to you? Humanity or humanity? I don't know. All I know is that the resurrection of the system will doom both sides. And it's my job to stop it. It's my job to kill the system once and for all.
Is that so? Then I'm afraid you failed your mission, observer. Your eyes are literally crying tears of blood right now. It's over.
No. It's not game over just yet.
Huh?
This is just the 4th loop. I'll do better next time. I fell down in a pool of my own blood as darkness swallowed me whole. The next time I opened my eyes, I found myself sitting on a chair in my room. I looked around me. There were no signs of Carmine. I stood up on my feet and approached the window. I'm back again. A new loop, a new beginning. I don't know what I was expecting. In my first ever loop, Cece mentioned she met the me from loop 53 or something. War es nicht 56? Doesn't matter. That means, logically speaking, I will be stuck here until at least my 33rd loop. That's what I've been telling you. Because if I succeed with my mission before, then that would just create a time paradox. No! There won't be a time paradox because you just won't succeed. You cannot succeed. That's the problem. An error in this universe. I guess I knew from the start, but I just didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to be told that my destiny was already predetermined. That anything I do now until Loop 53 doesn't really matter. Das ist auch nicht korrekt. Es geht doch darum, mit welchen Informationen du in diesen Loop reingehst. Du hast halt keine Informationen. Du musst halt... Weil es kann halt so sein. Die Sache ist, mal abgesehen davon, dass sowieso Zeitreisen sowieso ein bisschen mehr komplexer sind, als einfach nur, dass man alles immer wiederholt. Es ist halt mehr ein Multiversum, das nebeneinander mehrere Paralleluniversen erschafft und die alle nebenbei herlaufen und man, wenn man eine richtige Zeitreise macht, eher von einem Universum in ein anderes Paralleluniversum springt, was ein bisschen weiter hinten in der Zeitlinie ist. Weil dadurch werden nämlich auch die Zeitparadoxa gelöst. Weil du dann einfach in einem Universum bist, wo alles noch passieren kann. Das ist relativ simpel. Aber wenn wir jetzt hier der Logik nach gehen, dass er halt wirklich bis zum 53-Loop da kommt, dann hat er immer noch, dann weiß er immer noch nicht, er könnte sich jetzt natürlich 53 Mal die Pistole an den Kopf halten, oder halt, wie häufig er es noch muss, bis zum 53. Loop, um halt dahin zu kommen. Das würde ihm aber nichts bringen, denn dann ist er genauso clueless in seinem 53-Loop, 53rd Loop, wie jetzt gerade. Das heißt, er sollte jetzt versuchen, Informationen zu gathern, um dann darauf hinterher aufzubauen. Anders geht's nicht. Wenn Cici jetzt um die Ecke kommt und sagt, sie hat ihn letztes Mal in seinem 1 Millionsten Loop getroffen, ja, dann ist er fucked. But what you gonna do? Whatever, nobody said this was going to be an easy job. Alex and the others struggled for decades to finally achieve their happiness. I only showed up near the end and got to enjoy the fruits of their labor. So it's only fair I do this right. So come on, let's leave this room and try again. Let's try as many times as we have to. Let's play this game of constant death and misery. But most of all, let's win. Let's defeat the time loops. Loop 24. Ich glaube, hier ist aber ein guter Punkt, um Pause zu machen. Wir sind zwar noch nicht ganz so lange mit dabei, aber ich habe heute leider nicht so viel Zeit. Und ich glaube, das ist ein guter Cut hier. Also speichern wir hier mal. Ich denke mal, es macht hier keinen Unterschied, wen man heilt, weil Cici und Hassan und Mirall trifft es ja eh nicht. Und die anderen kann man eh nicht heilen. Also, ja, kann man hier auch überschreiben. Ja gut, back to the title. Ja, und das war eine weitere Folge von Observer. Das zweite Kapitel scheint ja ein bisschen länger zu sein. Also ich weiß nicht, wie lange das jetzt noch gehen wird. Und ich weiß auch generell nicht, wie viele Kapitel es geben wird, aber wir werden einfach mal sehen. Und ich denke mal, wir werden einfach damit weitermachen, die Folgen so 1 bis 2 Stunden dabei zu belassen und dann mal schauen, wie gut wir durch dieses Spiel durchkommen. Aber ja, bis dahin bedanke ich mich wie immer fürs Reinschalten. Ich wünsche euch allen noch einen wunderschönen Abend, eine wunderschöne Nacht oder wann auch immer ihr dieses Video sehen solltet, einen wunderschönen Tag im Allgemeinen. Und dann bis zum nächsten Mal bei der Null Serie mit Observer. Bis dahin, bye bye.